Now friends, once again I am having a problem from Z 2013. This is a problem based on time, speed and distance. Ram, Sham and Hari went out for a 100-kilometer journey. Ram and Hari started the journey in Ram's car at the rate of 25 km per hour, while Sham walked at 5 km per hour. After some time, Hari got off and started walking at the rate of 5 km per hour, and Ram went back to pick up Sham. All three reached the destination simultaneously. The number of hours required for the trip was. Now friends, if I tell you there is no paperwork required at all in this problem. See these 2 points. This is the point when Hari is getting off, right? And this is their destination. Now listen to me very carefully. Now when Hari and this guy Ram, both of them reached over here, till this point their speed was 25 km per hour. That means their speed means the speed of the car. So till here their speed was 25 km per hour. After this point, one person is going back and one person is moving ahead. So after this point, Hari's speed is 5 km per hour. That means till here his speed was 25. Now onward his speed is 5. That means actually his speed is getting 1/5, right? 1/5, isn't it? So if the speed becomes 1/5, then the time will be 5 times, isn't it? If the speed becomes half, the time is double. If the speed becomes 1/3, then time is 3 times. That means if the speed becomes 1/5, the time to cover up this distance will be 5 times from the regular time if they had gone by car. Okay. Now the time is actually 5 times. Now 5 times of what? Maybe of routine time is 1 hour or 2 hour or 3 hour, right? If the routine time is 1 hour, then now onwards the time will be 5 hour. If the regular time by car is 2 hour, then the time which he will take now will be 10 hour. That will be 5 times. But 10 hour cannot be the correct choice because we do not have any option over here, right? So we will be sure that now he's taking 5 hours to complete this journey from this point when he's getting off the car and till here when he's reaching the destination. He's taking 5 hours. Okay. Now 5 hours to complete this the journey and his speed is 5 km per hour. That means he's walking for 25 km. That means till here they might have run 75 km or they might have gone they are in car, so they might have driven 75 km. So 75 km with the speed 25, that means they might have taken 3 hours. So till here 3 hours and from here to here 5 hours. So total length of the journey is 3 plus 5, 8 hours. Okay friends, no paperwork is required at all. You just have to think a bit on the problem and you'll be getting the solution very easily. Okay, I hope you are clear. Friends, one more problem from Z 2013. Albela, Bob and Chulbul have to read a document of 78 pages and make a presentation next day. They realize that the article is difficult to understand and they would require teamwork to finish the assignment. Albela can read a page in 2 minutes, Bob in 3 minutes and Chulbul in 4 minutes. If they divide the article into 3 parts so that all 3 of them spend the equal amount of time on the article, the number of pages that Bob should read is. So friends, our problem is very easy. No need to go for any sort of paperwork. Once again, 2, 3 and 4. Suppose I take LCM of that, that's 12, right? So what is happening over here? This guy, this Albela can finish 1 page in 2 minutes. So 12 minutes she'll be finishing up 6 pages, right? And Bob will be finishing up 4 pages and Chulbul will be 3, right? So 6 plus 4 plus 3, that's 13 pages will be done in 12 minutes. Now 13 pages in 12 minutes, that means 78 pages will be done in 72 minutes, right? 13 6 are 78 and 12 6 are 72. So the entire task will be finished in 72 minutes. Now we are asked a question about Bob. Now Bob is reading 1 page in 3 minutes. So in 72 minutes he will be reading 24 pages, right? So this 24 is the correct choice. I hope you are clear. It's very simple concept, friends. So no need to go for any sort of equations and nothing, right? Now friends, let's say this problem. In the figure given below, triangle ABC is an isosceles right angle triangle, and the encircle with center O touches the side BC at D. If AB is equal to 2 centimeter, find the length of BD. Now since it is an isosceles triangle, the length of AB will be length of BC, right? In that case, what will happen? This point, this line segment OD, and suppose I draw one more line segment over here. This, suppose this is point B. See here, BD, OD, OP and PB, all of them will be equal, and OD and OP, these two line segment are showing a radius of this triangle, this circle, right? So precisely we have to calculate the radius of this circle. Now what will happen? See, AB is equal to 2 centimeter, BC is equal to 2 centimeter. That means we can calculate the length of AC. So AC square is what? 2 square plus 2 square, or we can say 8. So AC will be 2 root 2, right? This length will be 2 root 2. Now, if it is an isosceles triangle, the in circle touches hypotenuse at midpoint, right? That means this length, from this point to this point, suppose it is Q. So AQ will be half of AC. That means AQ will be root 2. Now you know that from any external point, if we draw the tangents, two tangent, the length of both the tangents will be same. That means AQ will be equal to AP. So that means this is AP also. Now AB, that is the complete length, is 2, and out of that AP is root 2. That means the remaining length BP will be 2 minus root 2. Okay, and BP is equal to OD, or we can say OP. So that will be the length of the radius, or BP is equal to BD is equal to OD is equal to OP, right? So length of BD will be what? 2 minus root 2. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now here we are having a problem based on time, speed and distance. Precisely this problem is based on relative speed or gaining speed, I can say. Car A left city C1 for city C2 at 6 a.m. At 9:30 a.m., car B left C1 for C2 and the speed of B was 12 km per hour more than the speed of A. At 4:30 p.m. on the same day, the two cars were 91 km apart. If the cars had traveled continuously without taking any rest, find the speed of car A. Now friends, further it's very easy question. You just have to give some sort of thinking over here. No paperwork is required at all. See, you must be knowing relative speed concept, which I have discussed in my time, speed, distance sessions. Relative speed or gaining speed. If the two cars are going in the same direction, then the difference between their speed is gaining speed of the car which is having higher speed, right? In this case, speed of car B is 12 km more than speed of A. That means gaining speed of this car B is 12 km per hour. Now what's happening over here? Just listen to me carefully. Friends, this car B is starting at 9:30 a.m. right? From 9:30 to 4:30, it is running continuously. Now, what is the gaining speed of this car? That's 12 km per hour. That means every hour it is running 12 km more than car A, right? Just try to understand it. Now 9:30 to 4:30, 7 hours. So if per hour this car is running 12 km more, that means it is getting closer by 12 km every hour, right? So in that case, what will happen? From 9:30 to 4:30, there are 7 hours. So in 7 hours per hour 12 km, that means 12 into 7, 84 km. This car will be closer to the car A, right? So 84 km, now it is closer. Still there is a difference of 91 km. That means when the car started, there was difference of 175 km. Okay. So what I mean to say, when the car B started at 9:30 a.m., the difference between the two cars was 175 kilometer. Now this 175 kilometer has been covered up by the first car in 3.5 hours, that is 6 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. right? So 3.5 hours it took to cover up this distance. So what should be the speed? Isn't it? 3.5 is 7 by 2, right? So it's 50 kilometer per hour. Okay, it's very easy. No need to go for any sort of paperwork. And if you are not clear for the first time, watch the explanation once again, as this is an important concept. Now friends, let's say this question based on geometry. In the figure given below, AD is equal to AE is equal to 4 centimeter. BD is equal to CE is equal to 2 centimeter. If BC is a straight line and angle ADE is 60 degree, we have to find out the length of AB. Now this angle is 60 degree. That means this angle must be 120 degree because BDE is a straight line. Apart from that, BD is given as 2 and AD is given as 4. And we have to find out the length of AB. Now this triangle, I just draw it for you once again. This is the situation like this. This is 2, this is 4, this is angle 120 degree, and this is suppose X that we have to find out. Now friends, easily we can use the cosine formula over here. Now cos 120 degree is equal to 2 square plus 4 square minus X square upon 2 into 2 into 4, right? That means square of this side, then cosine of this angle is equal to square of this side plus square of this side minus square of opposite side divided by 2AB, right? So cosine formula can be used easily. Now only unknown value is X over there, that can be easily calculated. Cos 120 degree is minus sine 30 degree, so that's minus half. Okay, so it's 4 plus 16 minus X square is equal to minus 8. So X square is equal to 16 plus 4, 20 plus 8, 28. So X is 2 root 7. That means length of AB over here is 2 root 7 centimeter. That's option A. Okay. Friends, good number of questions on sine formula and cosine formula are asked in CAT exams and various other competitive exams. So you must be knowing both the formula, cosine formula as well as sine formula. Okay. This problem based on probability. Let S be the set of first 6 natural numbers. If 5 numbers are picked up randomly from S, what is the probability that sum of the 5 numbers is divisible by 3? Now friends, the 6 numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is 3x plus 1 format, this is 3x plus 2 format, this is further 3x plus 1 format, and this is 3x plus 2 format. So if we pick up 4 of these numbers, then their sum will be definitely divisible by 3. You can see this is 3x plus 1 and 3x plus 2. So if we combine them, we'll be getting 3x plus 3 format. That means multiple of 3 over here, multiple of 3 over here. Now we are left with 2 numbers, that is 3 and 6. Both of them are multiple of 3, right? So what we can do is the 4 numbers are fixed and the 5th number should be either 3 or 6. Okay. So we have two options, either 3 or 6. And out of 6, we have to pick up 5 natural numbers. So 6C5. So that's 2 by 6, or we can say 1 by 3 is the probability. Okay. Now let's see this question. How many 2-digit natural numbers satisfy x by 9 is equal to, or this is actually greatest integer function, x upon 101 plus 1, where this function denotes greatest integer less than or equal to x. Now friends, we are asked about 2-digit natural number. Now you can very well see that this function x upon this term x upon 101, if x is a 2-digit number, maximum it can be 99, right? Now if x is 99 and if you take LCM, you'll be getting 99 plus 101, that is 200 by 101. So the value of this will be less than 2. So if we calculate the greatest integer function, the value, it will be 1.999 something. But if we take the greatest integer function, this will be coming out as 1 only, right? That means this can be 1 only if x is a 2-digit number, right? That means on the left hand side also we want this term to be 1. Now when it is possible this term to make 1, so it's 9, 10, 11 till we go up to 18. If we put 18 over here, so it will be converted to 2. So we just can go up to 17, right? So from 9 to 17. Okay, and apart from that, we are asked about 2-digit natural numbers, so we have to leave 9. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we are having in all 8 numbers, right? For example, suppose you put x as 10, so 10 by 9 is 1 point something, so the greatest integer part will be 1 only. So for all these numbers, the same thing will happen, right? So we have 8 numbers where this expression or this equation will be satisfied, which is none of these over here. Okay, so that's option D. I hope you are clear. Now we have this question. Let z is equal to 1, 11, 111, 4 times 1 up to 55 times and t be a subset of z such that sum of no two elements of t is divisible by 3. The maximum possible number of elements in t is. Now friends, just look at the elements. The first element is of 3x plus 1 format, right? We have to make the number divisible by 3. So the first number is 3x plus 1 format. The second number is 3x plus 2 format. The third number is 3x format, right? So in all there are 55 numbers, right? So what is happening? First, second, third, 4, 5, 6. That means 18, 18, 18 numbers of each type will be there, right? So 18 number of this type, 80 number of this type and 80 number of this type. Now these are 54, then once again we'll come to this. So the next will be 3x plus 1 format. So in fact 3x plus 1 format there will be 19 numbers. Okay. Now just listen to me carefully. If you add up any two elements of 3x plus 1 format, any two, so what you'll be getting? 3x plus 1 plus 3x plus 1, that means 6x plus 2, that means multiple of 3 plus 2. That means the sum will not be divisible by 3. Similarly over here, if you pick up any two numbers of 3x plus 2 format, so 3x plus 2 plus 3x plus 2, that will be 6x plus 4, or we can say 9x plus 1. That means further the sum will not be divisible by 3. But in case if you take up any two number of 3x format, then the sum will be definitely divisible by 3 if both the numbers are of 3x format, right? So you don't want the sum to be divisible by 3, so you can pick up two numbers either from this set or this set. But we want the maximum possible number of elements. So what we can do is, since we are having more elements of 3x plus 1 format, we'll take up all the numbers of 3x plus 1 format. So we are having 19 numbers. Now 19 is there in the option, and you are asked about the maximum possible number of elements. So you have to be careful that all these 19 numbers are 3x plus 1 format, and if you add up any 3x plus 1 format number to 3x format, you won't be getting the sum divisible by 3. So only one number of 3x format can be taken, only one number, right? If you take up two numbers, then further both of them will add up to make the sum divisible by 3. Okay, so just one number, any number you can choose, maybe 111, maybe 6 times 1, whatever, right? So one number of 3x format and 19 number of 3x plus 1 format. So in all 20 elements at max can be there when the sum of two numbers is not divisible by 3. A great concept, important concept. So just try to understand it carefully. Okay. Now once again we have an interesting question. If box x represents the greatest integer less than or equal to x, then we have to find out the value of this expression. Now friends, here every term we have to find out the cube root. Now what is cube of 6? That's 216. and 7 cube is 343, right? So till 343 all the numbers are less than 7 cube, or maybe I can say these are between 6 cube to 7 cube. Now 251, cube root of 251 will be what? 6 point something. So if we have to find out the box function, that means 6 point something something it will be there. So if it comes out of the box, it will be 6 only, right? So till 343, or we can say the last number, that's 342. Cube root of 342 up to here, every number, if it comes out of the box, it will be 6 only, or the greatest integer part, we can say that will be 6 only. So we have to calculate how many numbers are there from 251 to 342. So these are 92 numbers obviously. So value of each number will be 6. So the sum till here is 92 plus 6. Then after this, cube root of 343 is what? 7. Now 343, 344, 345, 346, 347, 348, 349 and 350. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? 8 times 7, that means 56. Further you have to add. Right? So 6 2s are 12, 6 9s are 54 and 1, 55 plus 56. So 608 will be the value of this expression. That's option D over here. Okay, I hope you are clear.